All right, well, we're talking to Casey and Shannon. You guys are completing your film program at MediaTech Institute?
Correct.
Tell me about MediaTech Institute and how you got involved in the program and you know, what you're learning there.
Well, we both went through the audio program they have. She went to Austin. I went to the one here in the Dallas area. And I was a musician, and I wanted to learn how to record bands. And I completed the program over there, and I tried to find a job in the area, but everybody kept asking what my video experience was, and I had to keep telling them none. I had no idea what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. And so I decided to fill in the gaps.
Okay.
And for me, I was similar, except for that I wasn't a musician. It was almost the other way around. I was interested in video, but I lived down in Austin, and I had an audio program, and I said, you know, I think if I had an audio background before I went into video, it would really help me out, just, you know, having that base of knowledge. And so now we're both doing video and involved in this film that, you know, he wrote the script for, and we're making it happen.
Cool. All right. So you're having a premiere at the Studio Movie Grill, Louisville, Thursday night.
Right.
Yeah. And is this the first time anybody outside the program will have seen the finished product?
Correct.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So it sounds like No Room in Hell, which is the name of your film. It's a zombie film, right?
Yeah.
It sounds like it has some adult stuff in it. Is it like R-rated?
Yeah, if we were to get a rating, it would probably be an R equivalent.
Yeah, because it's got language and sexual situations. Is that
Right, right.
There's no actual nudity in the film, but there's some sexually charged scenes.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
And Studio Movie Grill, you can have a beer and enjoy it.
Right, absolutely.
And the showing is free.
Right. Now, who wrote and who directed? Give me a rundown on who's behind the project.
I wrote the script and directed it. She's the editor.
I edited it and helped, you know, put it all together. So we're all producers, basically, all scrambling, you know, putting in whatever we could, you know, part funding, part organization, part calling, you know. So it was kind of a collaborative effort on that part. We have Ryan Draves, who is our director of photography, and then Daniel Milton, who's also in our class, is doing the behind-the-scenes film, which is a completely separate film. Mm-hmm. So he's doing that independently of us.
Right, and I thought that was a really cool idea because you get to maximize your learning experience.
Right.
You know, you're doing a documentary at the same time as you're doing the regular film.
Right.
Was that an instructor's idea or was that a student's idea?
It's part of the program, right?
Yeah.
They've been doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't. There's been we're the fourth film to be completed with this current curriculum, and I don't know about the first two films, whether they did it behind the scenes. We didn't go to, I wasn't around to see those premieres. But last quarter, you get into a danger zone because so many things go wrong. Sometimes the behind the scenes is a lot more action-packed than the film itself. And so last quarter they found that was the case because the behind the scenes was just hilarious. So many things went wrong, and everybody in there was just way over their heads. It was hilarious.
So you're going to show the actual narrative film first, followed by the documentary.
Right.
Yeah.
And how long is each part roughly in the final edit?
I think now we're looking at the film being at just about 15 minutes, but it's action-packed. You know, the reason we decided to choose, you know, let's do a shorter film, but since we only have, you know, limited amount of time and, you know, resources, let's make it shorter and put as much as we can into those 15 minutes. Let's make it really cool,
right, rather
than having it a longer piece where, you know, it might not be as good necessarily. So it's about 15 minutes on the feature, or not feature, or short film. And then the behind the scenes, I'm not sure. We haven't really spoken to Daniel to see what the final time on that was.
And what kind of crew did you each have to complete the
Crew? What is this crew?
Movies have those? No. Basically, on the set, I started off with them on the set, but then I ended up moving to editing. So while they were, you know, it was Casey directing, and it was Ryan who was doing, you know, the DP, and just anyone that could help out. We had other classmates from you know, different classes under us, helping out, gripping, doing makeup, really whomever, we ask somebody at our school, what do you do, what is your skill, and if they can do makeup, then we ask them to help out, and they can get a credit, and so we were really lucky and fortunate, to have those people come and help us. But really, on most of the production, it was Casey and Ryan predominantly, while I was editing, and our instructor Keith was there supervising and kind of holding down the fort, and he definitely helped on makeup and a few other things as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, since you're in the program at MediaTek, you've got really great equipment to use in post-process, right? Is that the way it works?
Yeah.
And what do they use for editing software and hardware and stuff?
Final Cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all Final Cut. We have the option of using Avid, but since Final Cut is really focused on there, we tend to really just stay on Final Cut. We have, After Effects, Illustrator, Photoshop, Motion, color, obviously. Really, I think that one thing that's pretty cool at MediaTek is it is smaller. If the need is presented for something, generally it'll be offered to you. So until a student says, hey, I really need this program, they're not going to add to it. And I've found, the all the software that they have there to be plenty. Oh, and they have Lightwave. So
if you're into 3D modeling,
right, which none of us really are. I don't know if that's just a matter of not being very good at it, but anyhow. So.
Cool. All right. So, where did you go to do the actual filming? Did you go roundabout, and did you have to get any permitting? Did you do the guerrilla filmmaking thing? How did it work?
yeah, sometimes it's better to ask for forgiveness and permission. It's one of the things we learned. But basically, we kind of took control of the rear end of the school. They have a pretty big open area. We kind of turned that into our makeshift warehouse. We just filled it up with a bunch of empty boxes and tried to light the scenes very dark so that you couldn't see the walls. So everything would just kind of fall into blackness to create the illusion that it's a big, huge space when it really wasn't. And we did have a few locations, like the roof of the mystery building that we didn't really have permission to be on. And there was a warehouse that we were allowed to shoot in the industrial area of Dallas, and that was really nice to get some exterior shots of an actual warehouse. Staged a few zombie rushes on the doors and firing off blanks in the middle of the night. That was fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you had prop guns and the whole works.
Yeah.
Outstanding. If folks can't make it out to the Louisville Studio Movie Grill Thursday night, is there going to be another way to show the film? I mean, have you guys heard of this thing called YouTube? You could post it up.
Yeah, we're looking at having some way for people to watch it on the internet. We have a website, noroominhellmovie.com. Right now, all that's really up is the press release info poster. We hope to have a trailer up sometime soon, and if we can get the video itself hosted, we'd love to put that up on the site so people could watch it even if they can't make it out tomorrow.
Yeah, well, keep us updated on that part, and we'll let our readers know.
For sure.
Will do.
Now, Casey and Shannon, what do you guys want to do after you've completed the program there? What are your career plans? Casey, you first.
I'd like to, I've been talking with our instructor, Keith. I'd like to try and see if I can extend the script to a feature length. And he knows some people that know some people, so hopefully I could get a business plan together and pitch it and maybe sell it. That'd be my pet project for the next few weeks, I guess.
Great.
I love editing, and I've got a pretty great opportunity to go down to Austin right now, and my dad has a marketing company. So I can go down there and he'll give me, great creative control, and I can build my skill set. Eventually, I'd like to move on to, high-end commercials, entertainment, music videos, short, kind of performance videos. I really liked high action-packed, high effects, cutting just with the most raw emotion in the shortest amount of time. So that's what I'm working towards. So I'm still building my skill set, learning all the software that I can, and eventually hope to just climb that ladder and make a name for myself and do some fun things.
So are you looking forward to the new Guy Ritchie Sherlock Holmes movie? Speaking of action.
I am.
Yeah, it looks very interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, that's like my #1 for the Christmas.
I am. I grew up on Sherlock Holmes, so I am excited. I'm hoping that they do him justice. I'm sure they will.
I hope so.
Guy Ritchie, yeah. He's amazing.
Well, thank you, Shannon. Thank you, Casey, and best of luck to you guys.
Thanks.
Thanks.